Yeah, what's up, kings and queens? We're back with another episode, and today we're just going to look at how the neighbor Mamokete single-handedly destroyed Baloy's case. Before we do that, please hit the like button, share this video, hit the notification bell so that when we drop new videos, new content, you are in the loop. You get notified. Now let's commence. How did Mamokete destroy Baloy's case? Right. This is how she did it. She's sitting outside with her friend. She hears shots. After hearing the first shot, she hears the second shot, and then after the second shot, she sees two intruders passing by. In fact, before that, there was another intruder who passed by, somebody who was running past by just after the first shot. Now, we are trying to combine this evidence with Zandi's evidence. At some point, we'll try to see where Mamokete were during that fracas. Zandi, she's claiming that as the third shot was fired, the second shot she ran into the room. In fact, the first shot she ran into the bathroom, her and Dumelo, and then the second and the third shot, she was in the bathroom. By the third shot, according to Mamokete's evidence, should be standing outside just immediately after the third shot. She should be standing outside screaming at Mamokete. And then we expect her to corroborate the evidence of Mamokete by saying she called for her. Guess what? She said she never went for Mamokete. She went to call for help from Mapi. Now, Mtoko was outside. Longwe was outside. How come Mamokete never see them? Okay, now let's look at it another way. The first intruder passed. In fact, let's assume it's Longwe because he's the first one who ran out. But now, if he ran out that way towards the park, that means when these two intruders come outside after those shots, in fact, simultaneously when those shots are ringing, when they are running out, that means they must come across Longwe coming back. Because in the evidence, his statement, he said he didn't spend much time outside, he came back. He decided to come back into the house. If Mamokete is to be believed, right? As she was hearing the shots, she was seeing those two guys running. Now the question will be, who was shooting inside the house when these two guys were already running in the street? It doesn't make sense. It gets murkier, it gets greasier. What I can say is Mamokete single-handedly messed up this evidence. Instead of corroborating Mtoko or Longwe and all these people in the house evidence, she flatly busted it wide open. If we take it further, by the time when Zandi was screaming and she was rushing, Mtoko and Longwe should be somewhere around there. Also including the Ngashi boy, because Mtoko claims he jumped with him back into the Kumalo's house. Now you see how deep it gets. The story never corroborates. The story doesn't make sense. It's just make-believe. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that when we drop new content, you get notified. Peace. Let's get into it.
Lady.
Yes, it did.
In a follow camera. Kapo ine le hatchback.
Ek sa hopola hantle.
I cannot remember clearly whether it was a hatchback or a sedan.
Yes, you may proceed.
Angisakhumbuli kahle ukuthi kwakuyi sedan noma i hatchback.
Yes, you may proceed.
Oka tswela pele.
Ha ntse re dutse ka mo ka ntle ntse re bua le yena ntse re
Kantle.
ka koloing.
Oh, how re kantle bua ka?
Ka koloi ke bua ka koloi
E kantle ho eng?
e ne le ka ntle ho yate ya ko hae.
All right.
Eh.
The witness keeps on saying that when we're outside, so I was just trying to ascertain when she refers to the fact that we were outside, what is she referring to? And she says that I mean that the vehicle was outside of the yard of my place of residence.
Eh.
Jwale ora hantse le le kantle le le ka mo koloing jwalo wa etsalang?
Ntse re qoqa le yena.
Now, as we are inside of the vehicle that is just parked outside of our yard, we are busy having a conversation between myself and Yolanda. Manje ngoba singaphandle kanjalo kwejalidi singasemotweni futhi le moto ipake nje ngaphandle kwejalidi sile emotweni ke siloko siyakhuluma mina no Yolanda.
Yes, you may proceed.
Katsola pele.
Ho na le mo huleng ha ba le sound e loud e utlwahalang, like that bang, the sound e ka re ke e ne le sound as tune ne le modumo as tune.
There was a stage where there was a sound, a loud noise that sounded like a gunshot sound, a bang sound, like that of a firearm, while we were still in the car like that.
Ke tshoe.
Now I got shocked. Uthi ngoba sihleli kanjalo kwaba nokuphuma like umsindo owawuzwakala nje uzwakala nje kwangathi isibhamu siyathuma ngase ke mina ngiyathuka.
Ke re ho yana ke modumo wa sethunya o.
I then said to her, that is the sound of a firearm or a firearm that is being discharged. Ngathi kuye ke uyabona lo mdumo ke umdumo ke welokhunjani wesibhamu esithumayo.
If you say you said to her, who,
Aore kare huyena ubua kama
Ka Yolanda.
I'm referring to Yolanda. Mangithi ngathi kuye ngisho yena lo uYolanda.
yes,
A ke bua le ena jwalo kamra ha ho qetwa ba le modumonyana o wa sethunya ho be le motho o fetang ke ka nako e ke reng ke modumo wa sethunya o.
Now there was a person that passed or walked past at the time that I was saying to her, that is a sound of a gunshot.
Motho la feta o fetile a matha.
This particular person, as he or she was passing, he or she went past running. In fact, he was running as he was passing where we were. Manje lo muntu lona ke engikhuluma ngaye undlule egijima.
you say he or she, did you see whether it was a male person or a female person?
Ubua ka motho o ile wa bona hore ke motho wa monna ka motho wa mosadi.
Ona shabela ska motho wa monna na ke ntse borukgo le mosesane.
He looked like a male being. He had a pair of pants, lean build in terms of the physique. Manje ke lo muntu lona engikhuluma ngaye ke ubebukeka njengomuntu wesilisa. Begcoke ke ibhluke ebuye ngazuthi uzacile nje.
Now, from which direction to which direction was this person running past?
motho ona o ne a matha a tswa direction e feng a ya direction e feng.
Ha ke mona a sa fetile koloi a ya ko tlase ka ro mathela ya parking.
Now, when I saw this person had already passed the vehicle and he was running towards the park. Mangibona ke lo muntu ube sendlulile emotweni kanti beyiqonde eparking.
Yes, my continue. Morales, what time was it?
Ineka ba ka bona ko mali.
Around after 8 bosiu.
That was after 8 p.m. Ingaba ngo 8 ebusuku. Uma ngibona lo muntu.
Yes, you may proceed.
Ka koloi nka mo ntse re dutse le motswalle wa ka. Se re ngangisana obane ke go yena ke modimo ke o utlwala se ka modimo wa sethunya. Yena ga se sethunya.
Now, as we were occupying the vehicle, myself and my friend, we started to have a disagreement between ourselves. I was saying that sound was a gunshot sound, and she was saying no, it was not a gunshot sound. Manje mina naye ke umngani wami sesiyaphikisana ke semotweni. Ngithi mina kwaba umdumo lona olukunjani wesibhamu ukuchuma kwesibhamu yena uthi cha bekungesona isibhamu esichumayo.
Yes, you may proceed.
Ante re ngangisana hape mo hole engwe hape.
As we were busy arguing with each other like that, then there was another sound of a firearm that is being discharged. Masloko siphikisana kanjalo kwaba nomnye umsindo wokuchuma kwesibhamu.
Haila jwalo se ya bobedi ila ha o file koloi.
Now, this second sound of a firearm that is being discharged, it sounded as though it was now close to the vehicle. The sound was closer to the vehicle. Lo msindo ke wokuchuma kwesibhamu lo wesibili ubusu ukhalela la eduze nemoto.
Yes, you may proceed.
Ke re ho yena ai ha se qeta ho lla fela ho fete bo batho ba ithuba matha ba ya ko tlase same direction ela o wa uqala amathetseng ko yona.
Now, after that sound, two people passed running towards the park as well, in the same direction that the first person who passed running took. Manje ke emva kokuphuma ke okanye emva kokuzwakala lo msindo ke wesibili kwasekundlula ke abawu2 futhi begijima nabo baya ngale ngaseparking njengalo oqala ondlule egijima eya ngaseparking.
Yes.
Re sa re mametse ha ba se ba qeta ho feta ke re ho yena re tla be re sholle ka mo ka koloing ha re tswe batho ba ba le.
Whilst at that, and we were just waiting inside of the vehicle, I then said to her, you know what, we'll end up dying inside of the car. Let's disembark the vehicle. But right as well?
Batho ba ne ba ke re a re tswe ka mo ka koloing hobane ke mo batho ba ba le ya rona re dutse ka mo ka koloing.
Yeah, let's just allow this vehicle because it is evident that people are running outside here. We may end up dying right inside of this vehicle. Ngamtshela leyo nto leyo ukuthi ake siphume nathi emotweni ngoba naku abantu bayagijima. So gcina sifele ngapha ngasemotweni.
Ho lalla ke sa hopoleng ha o la bula monyako yena pele a wa tswa wa checka hore ho etsahalang.
She opened the door. She was the first person to open the door so that she can investigate what was happening. Wavula umnyango, uyena umuntu wavula umnyango kuqala ezama ukubheka ukuthi na kwenzakalani.
Yes, just what I could just refer to her by the name.
Oh, how bua ka yena?
Yolanda.
Yeah, how bua ka yena fel or Yolanda. Understood?
Alright.
Yes.
Ukatswela pele.
Ha bula monyako hole batho ba le ba mathetse ko tlase ha utlwahala another shot ya bitering.
Now, as she opened the door, my dude, the people that we have initially seen had ran down the street. Then there was a third gunshot sound. Manje ke makavula umnyango kanjalo labantu labayana bona ke sebendlulile ke labe begijima uvula umnyango nje ufuna ukubheka ukuthi kwenzakalani saqhuma futhi okwesithathu isibhamu.
Ke hopola hore ha na bula monyako jwale ke ile ka utlwa ke leke ho bula monyako le na hobane se ke tshuile se la bitering.
Now, as she opened the door, I also tried to open the door because now the gunshot went for the third time.
Ke hopola ke utlwa lentswe la Zandi ke mo bona ka ke wa hoeletsa e ka rena na umpone hore ke tswa ka koloing.
I remember hearing Zandi's voice, and I could somehow see her. And it also appears that she may have noticed that I was inside of the car.
We will shortly show a clip of Zandi testifying about the third shot in order to establish her whereabouts during this third shot. We know the claim that the second shot scratched her, making her run into the toilet. How quick was she to get up from her hiding place? Let's see. And further, don't forget, Mtoko is also running outside with the other suspect number 2. And Longway should be coming back from where he was running back to the house, as he claimed in his statement. It is not evident that Longway met these 2 suspects. If it's not Longway, that means that it was 3 suspects who ran away. Now, this is very murky. The situation gets very dizzy now. But we won't get fooled now. We'll slowly dismantle this house of cards.
And your story is...
Why do you say story? Please, just say evidence. Please, we are lawyers.
Okay, all right. Your testimony or evidence is that the second suspect then follows or chases after Kelly to that bedroom, correct?
Uthike nomufakazi bakho buthike lo wesibili ke wase elandela ke uKelly ukuya kulelo kamera.
Yebo kunjani?
Yes, that's correct.
And in that process, Kelly gets into the room and closes the door, and the second suspect tries to push the door from the outside, correct?
Ubona ke lokho uKelly usongiyangena ke kamereni uyavala ke umnyango nomstapha ke lona yena ke uyazama ke ukuthi asivule asipush.
Yebo kunjani?
Yes, that's correct.
And now, when Longway pushes this first suspect away, what does the first suspect do? What's the result?
Uma uLongo semphusha ke wenzani ke yena lo ophushwayo ophushwa uLongo?
Wahlehla wayemuva.
You move backwards.
Okay, Let's try to sync the events that are happening outside being witnessed by Mamokete and the events that are happening inside being witnessed by Zandi. Right. At this point, Zandi is hearing shots and she's in the bathroom. And at the same time, she's seeing the intruders running around the house. That means the intruders are still in the house, according to Zandi, right? Let's go outside. Mamokete is saying after 2 shots, immediately when the second shot, in fact, the first shot hit, then when the second shot was about to hit, 2 guys ran past the third shot. She heard it, right? So make these 2 stories meet. Help me understand these 2 stories. If we have to believe Mamokete, in fact, who was shooting inside, since the 2 suspects are already running outside.
Now, your testimony is that upon this gunshot going off, yourself and Tumelo Madala ran off, yourself in the bathroom and Tumelo Madala in some bedroom respectively, correct?
Fakazi bakho shilo-ke ukuthi uma siqhuma-ke sithe noma sithe uma siqhuma leso sibhamu wena noTumelo nasenibaleka-ke wena wangena bathroom uTumelo-ke wangena kwenye ikamera.
Kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct.
And just in I'm not taking it step by step as you took it, but further that whilst you were in the bathroom, you had a second and a third gunshot going off, correct?
Ushilo-ke ukuthi inkathi use-bathroom wezwa isibhamu siqhuma kwesibili wasizwa futhi siqhuma nokwesithathu.
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct.
And in fact, if I understood your testimony correct, is that the second shot, if the first shot and the second shot were of the same loudness, and the third one was not as loud as the first 2, correct?
Uma ngikuzwe kahle kushilo ukuthi lesi sokuqala nalesi sesibili-ke indlela-ke saqhuma ngayo-ke kwakungokufana-ke kodwa-ke lesi esesithathu sona-ke asiqhumanga ngokufanayo nalesi sokuqala nesesibili.
Kunjalo.
That's correct.
Now, and then just for clarification purposes and completeness sake, those second and third gunshots, according to your testimony, you testified that they were both emanating from the vicinity of the kitchen area, correct?
Ushilo ukuthi nalesi sesibili nesesithathu noma sesiqhuma kwesibili nokwesithathu nalapho sasiqhuma sibuya ekitchen.
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct.
Now, also now clarify this for me. It's a point, but it's a quick point to pass on. In the bathroom, between the bathtub and the basin, I just wanted to find out the position that we were at, because yesterday I was conflicted between the 2 because I couldn't hear you clearly. Were you squatting or kneeling in that position?
La phakathi kwe-bathtub kanye nayo-ke i-basin angikuzwisanga kahle-ke ukuthi wawuguqe ngamadolo noma wawusquathile.
Ngikwenze kokubili.
I did both.
The space that you referred to, correct?
Lesi space okhuluma ngaso engathi-ke sibheke umnyango.
So mawuvula umnyango ibase.
And again, photo 21.
Uvalekela nga to you please.
In the bathroom, the gunshots have occurred. It has quite to, with regard to that, you are in the bathroom, the gunshots have occurred, it has quietened down, and your testimony now is that you then peep through the bathroom door to ascertain what is still going on where the gunshots were coming from, correct?
Ushilo-ke ukuthi ungaphakathi ebathroom laqhuma-ke isibhamu kwase kuyathula-ke wase uyapopola ngawo umnyango lo wasebathroom ubheka ukuthi kwenzakalani.
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct.
Now, your testimony is that as you peep through, you see the deceased going towards the dining room. Is that how you put it? Because I couldn't hear some of your testimony yesterday.
Ushilo ke ukuthi uthe uma upopola unjalo ke wambona ke umufi uthe ekhokhoba ya uthe wambona ke ekhokhoba eya ngase dining room uthe ke akazwanga kahle into kuyisho nobufakazi bakho.
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct.
And according to your testimony, if I understood it well as well, is that as he's going towards the dining room, he's coming from the kitchen area, correct?
Uya dining room usuka ngase
You see Kelly following the deceased, correct?
wasubona uKelly emlandela.
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes.
Then shortly thereafter, your mom also
Was
following
following my
them,
blood.
correct?
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct.
And correct?
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct.
And then also you then see the first suspect, the one with the dreadlocks, also following towards the direction where the three of them had gone, correct?
Wasubona nalo oqala ke umsolwa ebalandela.
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct.
And that Kelly Kumalo stood behind the deceased and your mom was next to them at the couch in the vicinity of the corner of the couch and the TV stand, correct?
uKelly emuva kwakhe umufi uma wakho yena ke emeduze nabo ke kodwa ke uceleni kwe couch ekhoneni couch eduze ne TV stand.
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct.
And if I understood you well, you say when your mother takes that phone, it somehow fell on the sofa or on the couch. Is that my understanding of that aspect of your testimony?
Ingabe ngikuzwe kahle yini uma uthi yase iwa kwele sofa?
Engikushilo ukuthi yathathwa ezandleni zakhe. Ususpect number 1 mayimshaya and then wayithatha ifoni umama iyeke bamkisiso.
What I said was it was taken from her hand, when suspect number 1 hit her, witness indicating with an elbow, hit her, then he took her from her hand.
And that's the question that I was going next to, that you say you saw the first suspect with dreadlocks hitting your mom with an elbow and taking that phone, correct?
Umbonile umemshaya uma wakho ngendololwane ethatha leyo phone.
Yebo ngiyambona.
Yes, I saw it.
I'll come to this aspect when I deal with your previous and inconsistent statements. Now, your evidence is that you go over to Mapiri's house, but before you get there, there's a car parked on the street belonging to Ntabiseng, whom you described as a relative of Mapiri, correct?
Wase uya ke kwaMaphiri kodwa ke uthe uma uya kwaMaphiri wabona ke kunale moto emi estradini yakhe uNthabiseng oyisihlobo sakhe ke uMaphiri.
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct.
Now, at that time, in your frantic state, why did you not ask Ntabiseng, because she is known to you, and scream that there has been an issue or a problem in the house, that she must immediately summon help?
Kwenzeka kanjani ke ukuthi uNthabiseng ngeke ungaceli kuyena usizo nanjengomuntu omaziyo ke uNthabiseng umtshele ukuthi khona okwenzekile ucela akusize.
Unthabiseng asinalo ukujwayelana ngalo ndlela kodwa uMaphiri umngani kamama.
We not that used to each other or close with Ntabiseng, but Mapiri is my mother's friend.
Let's move on to another aspect of your testimony, that is, when you left the car after the shots were fired with Yolanda and the child of Yolanda's, and then Zandi Kumalo is coming towards you screaming that an ambulance must be called because Senzo Meiwa had been shot or the deceased. Your testimony is that you then take Yolanda Nota's child, go with, is it a boy or a girl? Go with her in the house, and you are walking alongside Zandi Kumalo, correct?
a ke re tshwara jalo parking or o ile bana le dithunya tse kgabelang le lekolong hona mane mme ka mora mono Zandi ke yona wa tla wa boeletsa mme wena o nka ngwana wa Yolanda Notha wa ngwananyana wena le Zandi le kena ka jareteng ha maphiri ke ntho e tshilong a ke re. That is correct. So yeah, we iqinise lokho elitshilo.
a hweletsa a re Nthabiseng founela maponesa
And she was screaming and saying that Ntabiseng phone call the police.
o itse founela ambulance o itse founela ambulance
In fact, she said that phone call the ambulance.